Before we get into this morning's live, and typically, yes, I do a morning update, but today is Julie's birthday, so I will be less available today and tomorrow, as I will be gone for 2 days starting tonight. Well, tonight and then tomorrow, and I'll be back Tuesday morning. I'll still be doing updates as normal, but after this live, I won't be doing a live until probably Tuesday. So there'll be no live tomorrow, no live tonight at 6:30 p.m. because I'm going to be out with Julie and I'm not going to interrupt her birthday. So I'm going to do this live as an update, but if it does react as a normal live, I'll continue this for about an hour. If there's no back and forth, I'll end this after the 20-25 minutes when I get through the update. So please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube does recommend this live. It alerts our community that I am doing a live, and then maybe somebody who wasn't privy to my information before will see us through the YouTube newsfeed this early Sunday morning as YouTube recommends the live, because you're hitting that like button and we pop up on the newsfeed while everybody's scrolling through. We'll be going over XRP, the increased likelihood that we will hit 70 cents here, the fact that for the first time since 2018, it appears that we're going to close over the weekly resistance at 59.3 cents in real time, as we have a lot of room in between right now, better than over 1.3% to come back down to 59.3. So if we are over 59.3 cents, this will be the first time that XRP closes over that 2018 resistance in its history. So this would be a major milestone. We've got Bitcoin plus 68K. We've got Ethereum plus 3,270 right now. So what we've been talking about the last several days are starting to materialize. We've got, let's see if we go farther down, DGB still at 752 sat level. XRP is right around 60.2 cents. So we'll take a deep look at the technical analysis. And then we'll also take a look at a few news and notes. We've got XRP price analysis hints major breakout as whale to exchange metric drops, which means, well, we'll go into what that means in just a short period of time. And then 45.6 million XRP withdrawal stuns largest crypto exchange Binance. So a lot of whales are withdrawing their XRP crypto off the exchanges in what appears to be a case of they expect price to appreciate as more and more XRP are finding its way off of the exchanges. So please make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 8:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, July 28th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So we'll get through this in a very appropriate manner. I want to welcome in everybody who's here. So Wales, Josie Wales, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XRP Meteor, or 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Thank you for the happy birthday to Julie. I will let her know. UK Phil and Mo, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Thank you all for the happy birthdays to Julie. Thank you, Mo. Chris Miles, welcome in, and thanks for being in your first months of Tom's Army with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. That is my face superimposed on that emoji badge. I kid you not. Brave Signal, welcome in. David Nikiza, welcome. Mike, good evening. Radio Ear, John Page, make XRP great again. And Steven Jackson, welcome in. David Kennedy, good morning, and thank you for the birthday wishes to Julie. JW, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Good morning to you, John Page. Syrian, thank you for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. And thank you for being a very trusted mod, Syrian. I greatly appreciate that, and thank you for the birthday wishes to Julie. Mike says, absolutely love the passion that you have for the market. Tom, I have lost a lot of money with XRP, and still you shed light and cover this non-moving coin. Thank you for your input and expertise. Yes, it's a very fine line to make money with XRP right now, as you've got to be on top of the bearish movements, and you've got to pile in when everybody's selling it. Right now, there's a little bit of intrigue. We've come up from 38 cents. So, you know, right now there is a little more intrigue, but at the same time, I'm seeing a much lower activity count as far as the ones who had a big interest in XRP when the price was volatile down at 38, or maybe it was even more volatile up at 70. And then as it came back down under 40, they became nervous. They watched a good thing pass right by. And now a lot of people have turned their back on XRP, not because the price didn't move, because in this case, we moved about 70% from the swing low. No, they've turned their back on XRP because they simply missed out thinking it was going to go cheaper. They may have listened to other people who are putting out content for XRP who were talking about how XRP was going to have the catastrophe to 10 cents. I've seen a lot where they've said XRP is going to hit under 25, down to 15 before the next rally. And it wasn't making sense when it was down at 38. So I've been pushing the table very hard, or beating the table very hard. And the funny thing is I didn't just talk about XRP. I talked about how we could buy Ethereum at 3,118 because it was ready to reverse. It was extremely oversold and had an inverse head and shoulders. Now that inverse head and shoulders hasn't played out. Same thing with DGB. We talked about the first buy at 732 and then 707. Same inverse head and shoulders pattern seems to be set up here. But we'll have to go through to this morning's technical analysis, and we'll see what happens here. So if you are watching right now, I'd like to welcome in the new members and the old members that have found their way back to the community. Each part is integral. To me, it's integral because the old members have helped shift us into the community you see in front of you. They've helped shape us into a community of positivity over negativity. They've helped me push the identity that I see for what I want this community to be. We're helpful, not hurtful. We play the winners here. We're not victims. We never have been, never will be. We get all the education from a news and charting perspective so that we can make an educated and informed decision. The new members are going to have to help continue to push the direction. You're going to have to continue the vibe of positivity. You're going to have to help push out the knowledge that maybe we haven't seen before. So we do have a very, very involved community here, and it's one that I think is special. So with that being said, let's start with XRP. XRP is up 1.16% of the day, and trading with J-Ride. Thank you for tuning in, my friend, and being in Tom's Army for well over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. I greatly appreciate that from you and Louisville, both of you, for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years. Really, really appreciate that. Chris Miles, thank you for not only being in Tom's Army for for your first month, but also sending a $10 donation with the words positivity. I really appreciate that donation. Certainly wasn't expecting that in this morning's live, but I greatly appreciate the support, my friend. I really, really do. The above and beyond mentality. So XRP right now up 1.1%. We're going to have to see on this early morning exactly how this approaches us, because even though we're over that 60 point, or the 59.3, there's one thing to be a little concerned about this morning. As we can see last night, which was early AM, about 5 a.m., we got up to about 61.5 cents. Now, I expected a short-term rejection at 61.3 or 61.1, depending on current terms. But I was hoping to see, when I woke up, a hold here at 60.3 roughly. I guess it's 60.5. Let's put a price label here. Let's put some price labels down because it's going to be important. We really wanted to hold this support. And this is the rising channel resistance / support line. So yes, it's great that we're over the 2018 resistance. And it's, for me, it's everything, because if we're under the 2018 resistance after all this time we spent over, it's probably not going to end in a fashion that we want it to. So we really want to see XRP hold a 60.5 cents. Now, unfortunately, it was unable to. So now when we move this into real time, I'm going to get rid of this one. In real time, let's say XRP does come below 59.3 cents. We do know 58.9 is a level of support, and it has been held in this uptrending support several times. If we come all the way back here in the 30-minute, we first had to hold this uptrend here right around July 13th. So we have support 1, support 2, support 3, support 4. So on this ascending formation, as long as we hold this uptrend, we've been very volatile to the upside. Now, the problem is we're range bound right now. We can't seem to push over this ascending, I call it an ascending triangle, but it's a contracting triangle as it's getting smaller as it gets to the end. So we're about to end this formation. So now it's, are we going to stay above 60.5? Initially, no. Are we going to get above 61? Rejected when we got up there. So right now we got rejected at 61. We have a golden cross in the 30-minute. Not only has the 20 crossed the 200, but the 50 has crossed the 200. The 100's about to cross the 200. So now we come back and held support here. So we're in a very tricky spot. If we can hold this golden cross support, we should very shortly push back above 60.5 and ultimately retake 61 cents if we're going to take the bullish push. And the reason for that is now that you're over 59.3 cents in time, we are going to have to come over to that 62.6 cents roughly. Now, the thing that's a bitch right now, and we already know that we're below this level, is that uptrending resistance that was our expansion zone. We fell back through yesterday. We fell back, well, not yesterday, it was like 2 days ago. We fell back through on Thursday. So now it's been 3 days approximately, about 72 hours. And we've consolidated out. We have not been able to push back above this very key resistance. And right now that sits at about 62.3 cents. And we're going to get rid of 2 of these because we don't need both. But 62.3 cents, and that's what gives us the ability to go to 70.5. Now the odds do increase, or have increased for a rally to 70 cents simply because we have not broken down that 59.3 cents. Now, if this morning we see that 59.3 cents end up failing, we could see a little bit of an issue here. Now, I'm very comfortable where XRP is right now because we are over, and this could be the first candle close going all the way back to 2018 that we actually close over the 2018 resistance. And as of right now, in real time, to keep this intact, we actually have much more room now. We could actually come down to 59.1 cents now. So this maintains intact on this downtrending resistance. And if you're new, this goes all the way back to 2018. So I'm trying to keep this very transparent this morning. We've got, wow, 71 people here. I'll be darned. Thank you all so much. But if you're new, pay attention to this. Hit that like button as well so we can get this live out there. And if you are watching right now, be sure to thank the members of Tom's Army and past and present, or anybody who's ever sent a YouTube super chat or will today, future, past, because it's because of them you're watching this live in real time without any ads. I felt it was interrupting the live if you're watching it in real time, that it was annoying for people to have to watch ads. Now, if you're watching this on rerun, there are ads. But thanks to the members of Tom's Army. And here's another member of Tom's Army. Chillis, thank you for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And it's because of all of your generosity that I do these lives with no ads. And then if you're watching this on repeat, obviously I have an ad. The Braden Walker, you should not have deleted that. You should have kept that on there. You said people have been holding 5 to 7 years. Not in this community. Not in this community. I beat a dead horse in 2021 when I bought at 47 cents on average and I sold at $1.66 after we failed at $1.98, failed to push over $1.75, and I sold the way back down at $1.66. I advised my community that it was going to 52 cents, which it hit on the nose, and then I further said I wouldn't buy until it went sub 40 cents after our return rally. And guess what happened? I bought sub 40 cents, first time sub 30, made a nice swing trade, and then I bought at 34 and held. So this community is doing rather well. I understand the standing order that everybody believes nobody's making money with XRP because it hasn't done dick in 5 years. But there's been many opportunities to make significant and substantial holdings. Even 23 to 24, we made a lot of money. It's just you have to understand when to buy, sell, and then rinse and repeat. And it's a very painful thing with XRP because I'd rather just hold than not. So having to do a couple times of the swing trade is not very fun. But, you know, it's very profitable if you do it right. Devin, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. And thank you for being a mod as well, my friend. So right now we have the 331 resistance, right? That goes back to 2018. That's resistance 1. 10.8 cents down at the bottom where you see the price label. That's support 1 back in March of 2020. Notice it took 27 months to go from the swing high to the swing low. Swing high to the swing low. Jerry Clark, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XB589 Moon badge. Thank you so much for that, friend. So support 1 is at 10.8 cents, March of 2020. Support 2 is right here about January of 21 at 18.2. Resistance 2 is April of 21 at $1.98. Support 3, which ironically ended up being our first buyback, or close to this area was our first buyback. Actually, it was right here. Our first buyback was on this candle in the weekly. The second buyback that we eventually held was on this weekly candle. And that was at 30.3 cents. That was our support 3. Now we go to resistance 3, and it took us a little while to get up to here to March of 2024. We have support 4 and June of 2024 and resistance 4, but then we ended up breaking through resistance 5. If you look at the next weekly candle, we hit resistance 4, got rejected on weekly candle, which was just before this, and now on resistance 5 on the next weekly candle, we pushed through and we've held the whole week. Now XRP's got an opportunity, which I don't think it's going to break above 63.6 by the end of the day, but it's got an opportunity to at least clear this first level of inconsistency with all this resistance and hold on a weekly candle close. Does that make sense to everybody how important that is? In the chart that I've shown you this morning, all 3 of them, does that make sense on where XRP is standing? Just out of curiosity. I'm just curious to see if we're on the same page here. That did take a little bit of time for me to explain. It was about 15-minute explanation. So if everybody understands that, we can move on to some news and notes, and then we'll get back into the XRP charts, and then we'll get back and look at the Ethereum, we'll look at Bitcoin, we will look at DGB today as well. Hey, good morning, John. He says, better late than never. XRP, thank you, brother. You are welcome, and you are not even that late. You're only 15 minutes from when I started the live. Normally, this is a morning update anyhow, but since it's Julie's birthday and, you know, I'm going to be out for the next 2 days. Well, not until tonight because we still have to do my son's feedings today. And then my mom's going to come over, spend the night tonight and tomorrow. And hopefully she does okay tomorrow with them. She's done his feedings before through the G-tube, so it's nothing she hasn't done. And they always have a spectacular time. So I'm looking forward to it. And Derek says, birthday wishes, young Tom. I've been following you since buying XRP in mid-23. Thanks for the passion you show in the candid analysis. I'm a holder with the bag. Just showed at 90,000. Excellent. And thank you. I will relay the birthday wishes to Julie. I am still 40 years young until December, ladies and gentlemen. I don't turn 41 until December 17th. So I've still got about 5 months until my next birthday. But Julie, it's her birthday today. She turned 38 today. She's a couple years younger than me, about 2.5 years. And then in August is Scarlett's birthday, my stepchild's, well, in a sense. But I've been with her since she was 1, and she will be turning 11 on August 25th. So her birthday's right around the corner. And I actually bought Julie a special gift she's been wanting for a long time. I actually bought it, and because my credit's so good, I put it on 0% financing for a few months and put down a down payment and bought her an infinity table. So hello, Julie. Shh. So what? Yeah, I'm about to shut them off. 9:15, I'm shutting off the plants or the watering for the plants, Julie. Very close. A lot of people have said happy birthday to you, Julie. Swing high, swing low, sweet chariot. Yep. Yes, indeed, Rudy. Wales, Josie Wales says, assets must pay for liabilities. My peeps, gold, silver, best hedge ever. And thank you for the $5 donation on top of you being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. And I absolutely 100% unequivocally agree. My precious metal holdings are balancing your portfolio with precious metals, gold and silver. Actual, real precious metals, money, not currency like the US dollar, has been the best decision I ever made. 7-8 years ago, I made an educated decision and talked to Julie. And instead of putting money in the savings, I started buying precious metals. And we were broke. And the money we didn't have was being put into money we didn't even have. Because we were putting it in precious metals, which meant once you put it there, you're not looking to sell it. So it's as if you put $1,000, it's as if it disappears on the spot. But now all these years later, some of this gold I was buying was around $1,600. Most of the silver I bought was between, I mean, if you look at it honestly, 13 to 21. I pretty much cut off everything above 23. Sometimes I bought some for the show's sake, especially if I was making gains in crypto, if I had to put my money somewhere like for a store of value. But anyhow, right now XRP, we're fighting. We're looking to stay over 59.3. We've got some news and notes to read over, so we're going to read over this as well. So I think this is very important. First thing I want to talk about is the whale, the whales that have taken off of Binance. So to me, this is interesting. UK Phil says your biggest holding is physical silver. Well, that's ironic because my personal biggest holding as well is physical silver. Gold is, I think we're mano a mano for how much gold and silver I own. But silver is what I put more money into, at least at a more, consistent rate. There was times when I couldn't buy gold because the gold-silver ratio was way out of whack. But anyhow, 45.6 million XRP withdrawal stuns largest crypto exchange Binance. So crypto community witnesses massive XRP outflow from Binance within short period of time. I'm going to shut this water off from watering my plants. It's been on 20 minutes and I don't want to oversaturate. Okay. Thank you for that patience. I had to shut that off. I have watermelon, I have potatoes, tomatoes, and a little green beans growing. I have a pumpkin growing in the front yard, and it has made a pumpkin. We pollinated it. It took a while, but 2 female flowers grew, so we're able to pollinate with the males. And now we have 1 pumpkin that are growing right now, and it's growing pretty good. It's been about a week since the pumpkin actually showed up, which is awesome. And honestly, it's my pumpkin from last year that I left outside. A Jorge, I had relaxation growing. I had 3 beautiful plants. And Mr. Groundhog ate my pot plants, all 3 of them. It skinned them alive. The last couple years I lived here, I didn't have a single problem with Mr. Groundhog. This year he decided to indulge. And he got some nice vegetables. So I'm not very happy about Mr. Groundhog. He cost me about £1. But, you know, it's too late now to do anything else. And I had some very nice strands that I was growing, and they were looking very good. So it happens. So next year I'm gonna put up a little fence and stuff around all my stuff. Because he didn't only take that, he took some of my my cucumbers. Oh yeah, my corn. He stole my corn because he wasn't bothering me last year. Yeah, unfortunately my girls are gone. they were attacked, and he didn't take them to waste. He ate them all, but still not very happy when I seen it. But you know, it is what it is now. So, you know, next year I'm going to do a whole bunch of work back there, and I'm going to put up some fences, and I'm thinking about putting out a greenhouse setting back there, but not a traditional greenhouse, just a fence around it that has some greenhousing capabilities. So crypto community witnessed massive XRP outflow from Binance within short period of time. So almost 50 million XRP disappear from Binance. Recent XRP price performance. But we do have relaxation for anybody who's joining during this live. We're 22 minutes. Wow, 22 minutes already. So we will relax together while we're reading this. So I do thank everybody for tuning in this morning on Julie's birthday. Whale Alert Blockchain Sleuth, which monitors large cryptocurrency transactions and shares the details of them on the X social media network, has reported 2 massive XRP transfers, both worth roughly 13.5 million in fiat, and both came from Binance, disappearing in the depths of unknown wallets. So 22,891,710 XRP valued at 13,531,863 USD transferred from Binance to unknown wallet. Almost 50 million XRP disappear from Binance. 2 anonymous whales, and this is why I'm appreciative that I decided to do a live instead of an update. I would have ended this update before I even got to the reading because it was already over 20 minutes. So once I get to about 20 minutes plus, I'll end the update if I'm already done with my technicals, and then I'll save the reading for the live. So today it was very beneficial to do it like this. So let's see. 2 anonymous whales have withdrawn 22,891,710 and 22,814,856 XRP from the world's biggest cryptocurrency trading platform in terms of daily volume, Binance. Together, that totals approximately 45.6 million XRP evaluated at 27.1 million USD. And there's the Whale Alert of 22.8 million XRP valued at over 13.6 million. Transferred from Binance to unknown wallet. This could be a sign of crypto whales resuming their XRP buying spree that has somewhat become less active recently. And the crazy thing is this is happening, and XRP's price has maintained at 59.1 in current times. That's the 2018 resistance. The fact we've maintained above the resistance, and even last night going down to 58.3 approximately, and bouncing right back up in the next hour or two, it's showing a lot of strength in this area now. We have yet in 6.5 years to have any kind of sustained movement over the 2018 resistance. This is the first time in 6.5 years, so it's exciting. However, additional data shared by XRP Focused Explorer BitDump show that both wallets to which the millions of XRP were transferred are related to Binance. Therefore, these staggering XRP movements have proved to be fund reshuffling undertaken by Binance. That's why I like looking deeper. Recent XRP performance. In the meantime, the 7th largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization value, Ripple affiliated XRP continues to trade within the 60.15 range. It has been moving sideways for the past week. During the week, XRP attempted to break out, reaching first the 63-cent level. Julie, do you want this? Then falling and surging again, this time to the 62-cent mark. In the middle of the week, XRP saw a massive 16.1% price increase. I had to take this charger and put it on like this because I had 13% battery when I was about to start my live. So it would have died. Now it's up to 33 because it's been charging while I've been live. I am like a trailer park setup, coming right out the light fixture. It has been moving sideways for the past week. During the week, XRP attempted to break out, reaching first 63-cent level, then falling and surging again, this time to the 62-cent mark. And I'm allowed to talk about trailer parks. Me and Julie lived in one for almost 4 years before we moved here. Great.
The special place in our heart.
Yep. In the middle of... That's right. In the middle of the week, XRP saw a massive 16.1%. Here, Julie, I'll block your view. I know you don't want to be seen. I had to block Julie because she didn't want to be seen. In the middle of the week, XRP saw a massive... All right, Julie, you can come back. I'll block it again. And the massive 16.11% price increase when it soared to 63 cents from 54 within roughly 5 days. After that, the coin lost 4.62% and declined, striving to regain bullish momentum and start rising again. So that's the news of some tokens that are disappearing off of Binance. But as you can see by the end, it looks like Binance is doing it themselves with another wallet on BitThump, which is interesting. Or ByThump, however people want to call it. And then I'd like to read through this to bounce off our own technical analysis. So XRP price analysis hints major breakout as whale to exchange metric drops. So XRP price analysis recorded a 66% surge amid July's recovery numbers. July's market recovery driven by optimism over the Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit. A pennant pattern formation hints impending breakout for the next leap. And it is a big pennant flag. Big pennant flag. Okay. Are you okay? Okay. Love you. Epitox, welcome in. So the highlights from this article will be the price breakout or breakdown from the pennant pattern could signal the near-term move for XRP. A bullish crossover between the 50 and 100-day EMA could accelerate the market buying. The intraday trading volume in the XRP is 928 million, indicating a 46% loss. I was going to put that in the headline this morning, but I wanted to keep it positive. I didn't want to put out there, XRP attempts for the first time since 2018 to close the weekly over the 2018 resistance, but XRP trading volume is down 46%. However, think about it, from 63 cents down to 58, trading volume has crashed. That means even though we were trying to break support, we didn't have enough volume to put us through. So that can be not necessarily a bad thing. So for over a week, the XRP price analysis showcased a sluggish trend struggling to breach the 64-cent resistance. And if you're sitting there like, how the hell do I buy XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, some of my favorite cryptos? Video description below. Look at the video description below. There's BITUNIX and HOTCOIN. BITUNIX, I prefer, it's the lowest spot leverage trading fees in the USA. There's a little more liquidity on the exchange, which means that you have more opportunity to kind of buy things with less of a, let's just say, over elevated liquidity spot. So if you buy at 34 cents, it's not going to give you 34.7. It'll give you closer to 34. Now, HOTCOIN has more of an ecosystem. They have IOTA. They have IOTX. They have a lot of other things. Even like in our ecosystem for XLM, they have Velo. So you can buy Velo even on HOTCOIN. So they have the XRP Bitcoin pairing, IOTA. They also have Casper, IOTX, and a lot of others. So you have an opportunity to buy expanse ones, but you have to you know, pay a little bit closer attention to liquidity pools and things like that if you're a leverage trader. So if you're leverage trading, I suggest BITUNIX, no doubt about that. No doubt about that, and twice on Sunday. Now, both of them are great platforms. I leverage on both, but less because of the liquidity standpoint on HOTCOIN. So pay attention to both of those if you're looking to buy crypto. No VPN or KYC needed on either worldwide or in the USA, unless you're sending or receiving from a bank account. So make sure you take a look. You fund your accounts and you don't pay the exchanges an arm and a leg. That's why I use those exchanges. I'm sick of supporting places where they cost you an arm and a leg just to buy your crypto. So there's your options. So and those are the ways I trade. So if you're trying to trade like you see me do or you hear me do, that's how you do it. So for over a week, the XRP price analysis showcased a sluggish trend struggling to breach 64 cents. This period of consolidation may be linked to the market participants holding out for the expected settlement between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which will never happen because this is not a settlement conference. These meetings that they had that is already closed, these are typical meetings that discuss future happenings. The only way that we're going to get a settlement is if Judge Annalisa Perez puts down a number that Ripple and the SEC are like, you know what? Good enough. And that's exactly what Brad Garlinghouse has already spoke about. A notable trend in whale activity suggests a potential upcoming rally, despite no significant developments in legal proceedings over the weekend. Here's an explanation of how the price action forms a supportive bullish pattern. So XRP, and this is what this is the money shot right now. Besides my own technical analysis, for the 76 of you that are dedicated enough to be here on this early Sunday morning, this is the money shot of the article. You must watch this exact part of the article. So XRP price analysis, pennant pattern signals impending breakout. Amid the July market recovery, XRP emerged as one of the top performers. Surprising many, the daily chart captured a swift turnaround with the price escalating from 38 to a peak of 63 cents, and that happened in about 12 days. So for everybody who says there's no opportunity, you could have made 66% in 12 days. Even right now, you're sitting at a healthy around 60 to 58% increase just from 38 cents. While this rally was partly driven by the broader market's recovery, it was also fueled by the nearing conclusion of the Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit. Market by anticipated settlements, however, after a delay in the conclusive meeting, XRP's price has been trading sideways since July 18. The short body candles with long wicks show no intention from buyers or sellers in the daily charts. However, a deeper analysis of the 4-hour chart showed the XRP price resonating between two trend lines to form a pennant flag. And these are very fucking bullish. This is remember the contracting triangle? I'm trying not to say pennant because I don't want to make somebody be like, oh my God, it's 100% bullish. But consider this, the fact that we're still in this ascending formation and it's a pennant formation, but the fact, and you'll understand what pattern that is by going back to our very, very, and I don't want to call it a primitive chart, but this is one of the easier ones to understand. This is the descending formation, right? If you look at it like this. Now, if you come to past this chart and you start looking at the way they set it up, see how it's got the ascending formation? Because they're not going all the way back and coming to it's the exact same formation I'm showing you. It's the exact. Even though you've got ascending support and declining resistance, it ends up forming a pennant flag. And technically, it was within a rising channel setup. But if you look at it in the right context, one could argue that it's been a long grandstanding pennant flag that is setting up. But if you look at it in my perspective, it makes it a little more difficult because I go farther back. See, they stop it here about see where that first green arrow is on the, not the bottom left, but like when you come through the pennant pattern, that first green arrow. I go farther back with my pattern because I like to highlight what it looks like going back, you know, into 22. But if you take it from a certain look, you can definitely see the pennant flag. Why have they halted Casper trading on Uphold? Got hacked, unfortunately. And I don't know why Uphold halted it, but I'm assuming it has something to do with the hack. And they don't want people to buy in. Yeah, there was definitely a hack. There was a hack on Casper, and it made it drop like 13% in like just a few short moments. Even farther than that, it recovered to about a 10% loss. But it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Fortunately, I was out of Casper when it happened, as you all know, when I sold. Something didn't feel right to me when it made that incredible accumulation. We thought it was going up to a certain level. When it got rejected around that 22.3 cents, we're like, what is going on here? Now, I'm not saying that they knew a hack was taking place, but there was definitely something going on between the whales and the bigger investors that knew something was wrong, because there was no reason for it to stop, and Bitcoin was hot when it stopped. So it kind of caught us a little off guard when it had that 2 or 3% drop. It recovered all losses in a couple days, but that told me that it was a resistance hit, so we got rid of it. Couldn't have expected that to happen, however. So let's read this, everybody. Let's finish reading this, because we can see the pennant setup. It's very important setup as well, and it's so important. This chart setup is commonly spotted in established uptrends, allowing buyers to recoup before the next leap. The recent jump above the daily EMAs 20, 50, 100, and 200 hints at an early sign of a trend reversal. With an intraday gain loss of 0.33%, the XRP price currently trades at 60 cents, while the market cap holds at 33.6 billion. A potential breakout from the overhead trend line will signal the uptrend continuation and bolster buyers to escape the long accumulation led by a triangle pattern since September 21. That's what I was trying to encapsulate. Remember I talked about the contracting triangle this morning? I fell short of calling it a pennant flag because a lot of people get mad when I call it a pennant consolidation. But it is actually a pennant consolidation. I understand we had a rising channel resistance, and we've had the rising channel we broke up, but we had a better than 30% correction. We retapped the uptrend going back to 2018, 2020, I mean. It's a pattern uptrend that is formed for the pattern that started in 2018 at the all-time high. So this means a lot to me. If the pattern holds true, the post-breakout rally could target 92, which needs the break because that was a 23 rise, which should be closer to 94, followed by $1.41. Additionally, data from Crypto Quant indicates a downward trend in the whale to exchange flow on the XRP ledger. This decrease could imply that large investors are choosing to retain their holdings, potentially in expectation of future price gains or because of unsatisfactory selling conditions. Such holdings behavior by whales is often interpreted as a sign of their confidence. Hi, Ghost. In the long term, the value of the asset, on the contrary note, if the XRP price witnessed renewed supply pressure at triangle resistance at 64 cents, the sellers could attempt another reversal. So if we can push over, it's a very critical resistance. This, to me, this is everything. If we can get over, and in real terms, it's not even all the way at 63 cents anymore. That's the beauty of this. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not as high. But it's right at 63. So just before, it was not too long ago, this exact resistance was at 70 cents. And then 65 cents. Now it's at 63 cents. So we've got a very big opportunity to break this. I'm going to go blow my nose real quick. Let me know in the comments if you think we're going to break this resistance. I'll be right back. Go, you want food? Oops, sorry. Come here, kitty. Go. Yeah, you eat your food, go. Alright, sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. It was becoming a little annoying, and I didn't want to go through the rest of this live sniffling. So that resistance at 63 cents, that's what we're going to have to pass to confirm the signal of a break over 59.1 now. The problem is here, like I said at the start of this, makes me a little uncomfortable for the fact that if we start looking at what we did last night, we came up and we went over 61, we're unable to hold. We came under 60.5, unable to hold. And now it looks like we put in a reversal candle in the 4 hourly. I would not be surprised to see this come down to 58.9 if this holds. If this reversal holds, I would not be surprised. Now, if we would like to not come down to those levels right now, we need to hold 59.1. It's that simple. We could come down and retap 59.1 again. And I understand that it gets annoying. Oh, we're always retesting, but that's not necessarily a long leg doji. That could still be a dragonfly, which is still a bullish doji. Does anybody see what I'm talking about here? This technically is still a doji, a dragonfly doji, and not a long leg. A long leg would signify reversal. This just signifies uncertainty in the area that we need to find some more buyers. But we don't know if we're bearish or bullish yet. If the candle closed right where we're at right now, we'd be closing a little bit bearish, not much. We really want, so what we want to see here, if this is in fact a dragonfly over a long leg, which it's hard to tell. It seems like there's a little, even on all these charts, it looks a little more top pressure, but we don't know. It could still be bottom pressure. We'd want to see a close over 60.3 to at least stay on the top side. So it's going to be interesting here tonight, or on this, not tonight, but on this candle in the 4 hourly. Got 2 hours and 24 minutes. So when you see this at noon, so if you're at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so 2 hours and 27 minutes, no matter where you live in the world from right now, look at your clock. In 2 hours and 27 minutes, you want to see XRP at least over 60.3 cents. That keeps us on the top side of this formation. Now, what would be very strong is if we got over 60.5. That would be incredibly strong, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We do have what one could argue could be more of a triple bottom in the 4 hourly. Double bottom for sure. We came down 3 times. Man, if we could just get over that mid-tier point, I'd be very comfortable. It's not that I'm uncomfortable right now. As long as we're over the 2018 resistance, very happy. But I was hoping when I woke up this morning, because we did start making a trend up last night. I fell asleep. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was like 2 o'clock, and I seen we were just about 60 cents. Because when I fell asleep a little earlier yesterday because my son fell asleep, and I wanted to be ready for today. So I went to bed at like 10:15, and I spoiled Julie yesterday, so I didn't have a chance to do a live yesterday night, which everybody understands. It's Julie's birthday weekend. I have stuff I had to do. But I seen it come down here. I really did last night, right before I went to bed. And I'm not going to say I bought any XRP, but I bought some XRP. Not because I thought there's a 100% chance it's going to break out, but I have a swing bag that I have. So that swing bag was able to buy 2,500 additional XRP on top of what I already own. And then the pure opportunity, I'm going to sell it if and when it comes below 58.9 and tells me it's coming through. I still have a window to 58.7 where I sold. 58.4 I obviously wouldn't get rid of until it came under there. But I do have a little extended bag. Well, it came up here and then it came through here. I was going to sell it when I woke up. I think it was like 4. I woke up at 60.5 and I said, you know what? If I bought it there, I'm looking for the eventual breakout. So now that bag does not get sold until I come below 58.3, period. So that 2,500 additional XRP doesn't get sold now until it comes through. So now you can see my updated, what I did last night. That's all. And it's very simplistic. It costs you money. It costs you money. But in my case, I already have a long holding bag. I just always add, as everybody knows, when it gets into opportune times. Then when I woke up and seen it starting to move up, I'm like, all right, we're looking good. When I woke up and we were below 60.5, I'm like, oh man, we couldn't even hold 60.5. So now that means we just need to make sure 59.1 is intact, which, you don't necessarily have to come down there, but we've already come back to 60. If 60 cents breaks, which it may not, we could be trying to use 60 cents now as the overwhelming support. What I would like to see is Bitcoin and Ethereum to start breaking down here a little bit. Get some of that liquidity pushing into XRP. So that's what I would like to see. I did have an Ethereum position, but that was closed yesterday. Not because I don't think it's going to keep playing out, but from 3,118 to 3,312, I found an appropriate level to sell. It didn't quite come to where I wanted to as of yet, but I felt it an appropriate level to at least sell and see how it was going to consolidate. The only mistake I made was I didn't buy it back. The only mistake I made in this whole transaction, because I was pretty close to the top, is I didn't buy it back when it came back down. Instead, I'm either going to regret it or embrace it. But instead of rebuying Ethereum, I went back into XRP when it made that drop. Irfan, yes. Cannabis, I am indeed smoking. I like to smoke relaxation live on air a lot of times, especially if it's a long conversation. So yes, indeed I am. If you ever see me smoking, I don't smoke cigarettes, so it's always going to be cannabis. But it's legal where I live. It's even on the from a state level, it's legal in Michigan, so you can walk down the street and smoke now. No one's going to bother you as long as you're not being an asshole. Nope, I don't hide it. I just smoke it. Nice, you're a fan. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. Oh no, I don't hide it. I just light it. I don't talk about it, but you guys will know. I'll just say if you guys want to join me in relaxation, relax. You can relax with me. So Ethereum right now, 3,268. But beautiful so far. Beautiful setup, in my opinion. And I think it was on this inverse head and shoulders. I created the inverse head and shoulders for everybody. The floor was at 3,085. I was very transparent saying I bought at 3,118. I'm also been very transparent saying I sold at 3,312. But I should have bought back in at 3,000. I didn't see. Well, I should have bought back in, but it was either I'm buying Ethereum, I'm buying XRP. I went with XRP on the recent consolidation. Now, I don't know which one's going to be the better play if I would have went in 1A or 1B. But if it comes down to one or the other and we're in a similar setup to where I think we're going to have possible expansion, I'm always going to buy XRP over Ethereum. It's just Ethereum had better odds where I bought it, where it was at, because it was starting the inverse. But now, with the ETF, you know, my mind is rattled. My mind's rattled on which direction to go. So right now I'm sticking with what I did. DGB's at 749, down 0.93%. Still set up on this beautiful inverse head and shoulders. For transparency, I had a buy at 732 and 707. I've got about, I'm not going to even say about, I'm going to tell you exactly how many I have. Let me take a look. And for everybody who's still here towards the end, I appreciate it. I know a lot of people tend to leave when I'm not talking XRP and when I go around the market. But this is where you get some added information. With DGB, I have 178,562 tokens. So, and I bought on this inverse head and shoulders setup. Beautiful consolidation now. I mean, just absolute. This is almost a prototypical consolidation. It really, really is. Even if you come through here and you do this nice support structure like this, we had one wick come through, which is important, because that was our trying to maintain a little command here within the price action. And I would almost argue, unless you come from here, I would almost argue that we got this little wedge formed, an expandable wedge. One could say a broadening wedge. We just have a stationary support. So, I mean, you've got this uptrending resistance it's broadening. It's like a broadening resistance. So you could say you're in a broadening wedge. This support, I mean, I suppose we could say it is a little bit expanding. Not as much. Now, one could argue, well, Tom, couldn't you just come to... I don't like that. I think that's cheap because we've already had enough evidence to prove that we don't have to go way down there. So I think we've got something like this form with DGB. And if you ask me where to buy it, if you're looking for this inverse head and shoulders to play out, as close as you can come to that 740 sat level. That 740 is a good support structure. Our first support structure that we've tried to identify on top of this inverse head and shoulders. So we'll put the price label, 2 of them in fact. So the support price level is right around 740. And the resistance we'll put out here is about 775. Now a breach over this consolidation, and we'll do this from the resistance here to support here because that's a very understandable part of the pattern where it's actually hit both sides in a very quick fashion. A break out of this on resistance, you're looking at 803. Actually, that's a perfect level because that retests the drop point. 803 on a breakout. And now because we are closer to a breakdown than a breakout just because of positioning, on a breakdown, you're looking at pretty much 713. So 713 on a breakdown and 775 on a break up. So Michigan's my favorite vacation spot for that. I love the gummies. Yes, we have great gummies here. We have a lot of gummies. If you would have come here in 2008 to 2010 when it was only a medicinal card, things were so expensive you would have just walked yourself right out the door. But now things are so cheap because there's such an overutilization of cannabis places now. And there's shops growing everywhere. You know, there's just places popping up everywhere. So, but yeah, I think Michigan is a great spot to vacation because we have the Great Lakes. We have beautiful wooded areas, especially if you're a camper or things like that. It's a great area to go on the water and the campsites. Now, if you're looking for like amusement parks and things like that, not really coming here. I know there's Michigan Adventures, but nobody in Michigan even goes to Michigan Adventures. I'm just saying. Huh? Who? When was the last time you went to Michigan Adventures? Yeah, see? Yeah, I mean, some people do, but it's not like a destination vacation in Michigan. We don't say, oh, we need to go to Michigan Adventures. Honestly, we always went to Cedar Point instead of Michigan Adventures. So, but a cool thing about Michigan is like you have Traverse City and you can do like the apples and cherries and all this cool stuff all time of the year. You've got St. Ignace and that area where you've got Mackinac Island and things like that. I like all those areas. So there's a lot of stuff to do in Michigan. Africa, yes, I imagine you have a lot of cannabis. A lot of cannabis. At one time we aspired to have cannabis like you all, but now I think we do. I think we've got it more than we could ever imagine. We're kind of like California here when it comes to the cannabis now. It's just so cheap. So cheap. You can buy some real good stuff. I mean, you gotta go through it, but you can buy some high THC count stuff for pretty cheap now. Your mom had a choice to immigrate to Michigan or North Yorkshire in England. I'm writing this from England. I honestly, I think your mom probably made the right decision. His mom had a chance to either immigrate to Michigan or Northshire, England. I think she made the right decision. I've never been to England, but I'm going to say you probably made the right decision. We've become more of a dictator state here, and things are becoming very interesting. But it is still a beautiful state. And you kind of got to keep your own thing. I would like to visit England, though. That's one area that I would love to visit with Julie. There, Italy. There's a few others. My friends that are over in the UK and Australia and the United Kingdom is the UK. But India, a lot of people that I got into contact, I would love to talk to and see. Now, this is where Ethereum, if we can bounce off this inverse head and shoulders, if we get hot here, that's with the ETF being released. Ethereum could get hot. It really could get hot. So we'll see. I'm still debating on that Ethereum position to rebuy back. I did put it into XRP at 58.7 for my expandable bag, so I'm not mad at all. 2003, I think this is why I'm still alive. It is scary. Chicago, I live near Chicago is scary. Wait a minute, Chicago is a scary area. Well, where I live, I'm only not even 30 minutes north of Detroit. So if you want to talk about one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, I'm about 30 miles north. Or, 30 minutes north. So when people ask me if I'm afraid of somebody showing up at my house, no. I pack. There's a reason I carry. Because I live too close to the no man's zone. And I love Detroit, but it's a very dangerous area. And everybody can spend it however they want around the stadiums. I'll be in Detroit tomorrow for 2 days down at the casino with Julie down towards Greektown. And it's an interesting place if you go outside of the lit up areas. It's very dangerous. So everybody wants to tell you one thing. It's not true. I'm born and raised right around the area. My dad actually was born and raised in Detroit until he got a little bit older. So, he's seen it firsthand. And the evolution isn't what people make it. It's actually, in my opinion, it's getting worse, even though they're building it up. Peter says, thank you for your... Oh, you're welcome. That's what I do, my friend. That's why I go live. We have a very personable audience here. That's what I do. That's why I like it. I like doing these lives for a reason. I love that I live that far from Baltimore. Also a very dangerous city. I never leave. Yep, see, you understand, Trigger. You understand. I figured that's what you meant was live. I appreciate you reassuring me. But yeah, there's a reason why. I may live outside of the city like you live outside of Baltimore, but the Baltimore traffic makes its way north. You see what I'm saying? Just like Detroit traffic makes its way north. So although I feel very safe here, I never leave without some kind of, whether it's packing heat, whether I have my side piece on me, or if I have, my karambit or some other form of nice switchblade, something I can take out on the spot. I never walk around without it. So, and it's not because I don't trust people, but it's because I don't trust people. So So you make that for what it's worth. So Bitcoin 67,980, up 83 points or 0.12%. I mean, Bitcoin still doesn't look bad to me. It doesn't, because a lot of these are still setting up formations that if we get over these overwhelming resistance, remember I have a pivot layer at 68,452. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. You have to, D the dude. Devin, you have to. You have to. XRP, if it holds 59.1, it has a lot more movement to the upside than the downside, but I will be transparent. If it breaks through the 2018 support that was resistance right now, which is, we still technically can't classify it as an overwhelming support until, but if the weekly candle closes here over 59.1 and it closes tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so less than, what is it? 10 o'clock, it's about 10 hours and 10 minutes right now. It would be the first weekly candle close over that 2018 resistance in XRP's history, ever. It'd be the first time we closed over that resistance since we made all-time highs. And yeah, it's not at the all-time high level of $3.30 on Bitstamp, or wait a minute, which one did I use on this chart? I don't know if it was Bitstamp. But on this chart, because it's different, because on every exchange it's different. Yeah, Bitstamp. So right now, 59.1 cents. If we can hold over 59.1 cents, and let's just say, just because we want to talk for the talk of talking, the technical target, and this isn't just me speculating because I don't speculate. The technical target on this, if it actually broke bullish, is like $2.40 over the long term. Now, there's a lot of resistance that you know that we're going to have to hit. But after a 6.5-year pattern consolidation that expands in such a range, that is the technical target if this were to play true over time. So you figured the appreciation level right now. So let's just say you buy at 60 cents. Or you're like, you know what? I've seen enough. I think it's going to hold 597 I bought, right? Some people could say that. Just from 597, it's 307%. Now imagine if you bought from 38 cents, or imagine you bought at 34 cents, or imagine you bought at 50 cents. So because it's in the recent history, we can say it went back down to 38 cents. We know it tapped there. Even if you didn't buy it back last year, this year you could have bought it at 38.4. From that level, ladies and gentlemen, and this is why I talk a lot about you need to buy when the opportunity is there. And we don't even know if this is the ultimate. But that is the ultimate support going back 6.5 years. We breached it just barely with a wick to prove how strong we are by going down to just over 38. And that support was at 40. That's a 526% move from 38 cents. I mean, we can even go from, forget 38 cents. Let's just talk at it from the perspective of that uptrend. So more people would buy at over 40 cents. So if you bought at 40.9, that's a 490% move. Therefore, if you bought $3,500 worth of XRP, let's say you bought 10,000 XRP at 40 cents. It cost you $4,000. You're talking about $19,800 worth if it goes up there. And that's not saying it's going to go up there unequivocally. Actually, it's more than what I just said, I think. I think it's more than what I just said. I think I shortchanged. But you get the picture. That's the point. You have to buy it on faith when it comes down to the very, 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 very honorable levels. I came on very transparently and told everybody, I may hold 12,000 XRP, and that's in my long-term wallet, on the cold wallet. But I even came on and bought over $5,000 more in the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And I held it until XRP was at almost 63 cents because the pairing told me it was time to sell at the 930 sat level, something like that. No, it was higher than that, a little higher than that. 970, 980. I don't know what it was at. 9 something. But, and I've been buying and selling as we go. Now it gave me another chance to use that swing bag, smaller portion of the swing bag, but I bought 2,500 more XRP yesterday. And that stays separate from my long bag, but that's at 59 or 58.7 cents. I mean, I didn't ask for that opportunity. And I had sold Ethereum at 3,312 from 3,118 on an anticipated bullback. I didn't know it was going to go to 3,190. Just like I didn't know XRP was going to go to 58.2. Because I was looking at 59.3 and hoping that would be the overwhelming support. But right before Trump talked yesterday, we had a pullback in crypto. And right when Trump talked, we had a surge in crypto. So the surge was just a recovery of the drop we had before he talked. It's funny how things like that work sometimes. But that's how it's been working lately. So it's been a very long morning update / live this morning. But I'm going to release this so that everybody can see it. I thank everybody who's tuned in. I'm not going to be as available today and tomorrow because it's Julie's birthday today. I'm taking her out for a couple nights. I will still be doing my updates despite not being home tomorrow morning. I'm still going to be doing an update. This afternoon, you're going to get an update. You know, tomorrow afternoon, you're going to get an update. You just won't get the live tomorrow. That's all. So at least today, you got a live still. What is the life-changing amount of XRP? 10,000. 10,000. I think everybody, you know, obviously 100,000 is different. 20,000 is getting up there more. But I firmly believe 10,000 tokens is what your target should be. No matter if you have a little bit or no money or a lot of money, if you have 10,000 XRP, I think if it does what we need it to do and what we expect it to do, 10,000 tokens at $10 has you 100 grand. That's life-changing. 10,000 tokens at $5 gives you 50 grand. That's life-changing from 6 grand right now. Or 3,800 or 3,400 where we bought. Whatever the case may be. You know, if you have 5,000, I think that's a starting point, but I firmly believe everybody should have the expectation to try to get to 10 if they can. Now, if you can only afford 1,000, 1,000's better than 0. If you can only afford 2,000 over time, so be it. I may say 10,000 is the goal. Remember me in 21, I had 7,200 at the end of the day. Now I have more now, and I have a bigger expansion of different things, but that was what I had in 2021, and I managed to make over 14,000 on 7,200. So a lot of money can be made on a lot less than 10,000, but my target was 10,000 then, and it is now, and I've achieved that target and then some. XRP Healthcare I promised to go into before I left. And XRP Healthcare, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a holder of this, which I started buying at 1.7, my average is somewhere around 2 cents. I always say 2.5 because that's when I first talked about it. And I like to be on par with the audience. But I think everybody who watches knows where I actually started buying. But I'm not going to get into it. So we'll just say 2.5 cents. But if you're asking me, it's at 2.2 cents. When I looked, it's 2.187 is my average. 3.1 would be if we have to back test this. And that's where I'm expecting. After the breakout we had, I'm expecting a back test, if it needs one, would be around the 3.3 level. No, not 3. What am I talking about? Not 3.3. No, we got to go farther out because in current times, I like to make sure everything's evolved in the real time. So 3 cents. If we back test 3 cents and this plays true, your technical target should be about 7.4. We played off the inverse head and shoulders, which we talked very clearly about. That was my own expected back test that it ended up hitting on the inverse head. I didn't know it was going to create it like that. But when it came way up to 7.4 the first time, I said, do not buy. You know, obviously, you got to wait for it to come all the way back down and back test the breakout, which it did at 2.2, ironically. 2.1, actually, I think it came a little lower. And now it's pushed up. And even just in the short amount of time, and I always tell everybody, if XRP's moving, so is XRP Healthcare. Remember, XRP's moved better than 60% even right now from the bottom, from the swing low. XRP Healthcare from the swing low has moved 94%. So having such a large amount of my money put into XRP and XRP Healthcare, it's paid off dividends. Absolute dividends. So that's what I'm looking at for XRP Healthcare as well. When we get total clearance, it may rise for... It may. When we get the clarity, it should. It really should. So I appreciate everybody. I'm going to go back inside with Julie. It's my son's time for his feeding. I seen Julie give me the signal just now. He's doing his first feeding. I got to give him his feeding with Julie through his G-tube. But it's been going absolutely spectacular with it. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this morning live. I appreciate it. I did not expect so many people to be here, but I am eternally indebted. So thank you all for the birthday wishes to Julie. She turned 38 today. And I will see everybody this afternoon. Have a safe and blessed